Hello everybody, I'm Prowl, and I had something really cool brought to my attention, and I thought this would make an awesome video. So I was told about this really cool seed in one of my live streams, and it's a seed found by Cracked Magnet about a year ago, and it has something quite amazing in it that I've never seen before. I didn't know was possible, and even though this is just a creative world that I'm going to do this in just for fun, I'm actually really excited to build this farm for you guys. And after throwing myself into spectator mode, let's go straight down, and you can already see what I'm talking about. We have spawners. We have 4, 3, and 1, all within range of activating by standing in one spot. 7 of the 8 are zombies, and then just 1 of them is a spider. No skellies here, but you know, it's fine. There is a night spawner up here, another zombie spawner, but it is not in range to load. But these guys are. So I thought, why let these things go to waste when we can make a cool farm from them? Because I'm kind of curious, how would I build it? How will it all work? And how many like drops in XP will it get me? Have you ever wondered that about 8 farms? Because we're about to find out. Okay, so if I remember correctly, this one is just like right through the wall here. Here it is, right here. And something that's going to make this really easy is they're all on the same Y level, I think, except for one of them. One of them is like a single like Y level up, which is not a problem at all. So that's really cool. Also, I'm curious, can you imagine finding this thing in survival? Look at all the stuff here. Let's just see. We have to see all the stuff that we would get if we ran into this in survival. Oh, and by the way, do I have coordinates when I do? You can see the location I'm at here, and then you can see the seed that I'm in right here. In case you're like, I need a good seed for a new world, I'm looking for one, and this is perfect. Well, there you go. There's the seed. There's the coordinates right by spawn, which is really awesome. And if you come down here, you're gonna get a lot of really good stuff. Let's see what we get. And I think the last one was just like straight this way a little bit. And there we go. In case you're wondering what loot we had, this is what was in there. Pretty nice for just starting out a world, I think. But the first thing that I want to do here is we just need to clear out the area. We need to clear out the spawnable area around the spawners. And to make things easy, I think what I want to do is make it one big like drop. I want to keep everything kind of in a big rectangle ish, except for this guy will pull in separately, but one big rectangle, so that way we just move everything together. I think moving everything together will be the easiest way to do this. And then we need 4 blocks out from each spawner as a minimum amount of space, just a couple blocks above, which we're fine on the height. And then we need to drop all the mobs down by about 7. I think we're going to do 9 blocks. Again, just to make sure everything fully clears the mob cap, because each one of these spawners has its own separate cap. So if we drop them down, it will clear the cap pretty much instantly, allowing more stuff to spawn. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get to clearing this area out. Okay, so I got it all cleared out. Just one big area, again, to try to make whatever I do with the water here easier. But we got to figure out first, where am I going to stand? Like, you got to stand somewhere that activates all the spawners. And it's going to be very specific. It's like right here activates everything. Let's ooh, nope, not quite. Let's go over 1 block. Okay. I just want to know all blocks that activate. Oh, this block right here turns. Oh no. Look, that one right there is off. I go up a block. Nope. Go over this way by a block. I go this way by a block, it turns that one off. All of those are on. If I go this way, I'm gonna have to go I have to go this way by a block. Am I gonna have to stand like in the middle? Look. You have to stand in the middle of 4 blocks. Like right here is the spot. Really like this line, I think. See, that gets too far from that. And that gets too far from that. So really it's like, it's this exact spot. Let's mark this with diamonds. This is the moneymaker spot right here. Right there in the middle. Okay. So now we know we have to stand here. We cannot stand anywhere else. It has to be right here. Next thing is we need to bring all of these guys to one spot. That one spot, I probably want to be, I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Let's just say it's going to be over here, because it gets things away from the spawners out here. So let's just say the spot's going to be over here. I'm going to mark it with a gold block. And actually, we don't even technically have to be right by it, because I think we're going to use a trident killer to get the kills. But I guess we want to be close to it because we want to get the XP. Maybe let's put it like right here. Okay. So we want our mobs to drop in here, or I guess more specifically, we probably want, let's see, our trident killer is going to have to be, it's going to be like a, I'm just going to use one of the standard 2x2 trident killers because they're easy to make and that's what I'm comfortable or familiar with. So if the trident killer's right there, yeah, we should have plenty of space here. And then they're going to drop in right here. I like this. Okay. So now we got to figure out how we're going to get them here, where we're going to run all of the water, how we're going to run all of the water. So with a setup like this, what doesn't matter is how fast we get them to this point other than lag, because when they drop, they're going to be out of the mob cap. So it doesn't matter. Like, it will work at full speed the whole time as long as we move them out of the mob cap and we keep them far enough away from the spawners, except for when we kill them. I need to check what the range is for this. Hold on. Okay, I found it. It's 8 blocks horizontally. That's the detection range. So as long as this, I mean, I think this is more than 8 blocks away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we're good. So that means that no matter what, in terms of like pulling these mobs up and down, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're good. So the mobs will never, once they drop, they will never be in the cap again. That's what we want. So yes, we have to figure out the water flow, and we have to figure out where we're going to bring them up to, and then where we're going to bring them down. And also we have to account for one other thing. There's a spider. This dude's going to be the problem. He's going to want to climb stuff. They'll get pushed. I guess he'll get pushed by the zombies. But it does mean that everything we do needs to be like a 2 block wide, like entrance, exit, gap, whatever, so we can accommodate the spider. I think what the best thing to do is going to be to make a little channel, like right here. Yeah. Let's make the channel here. Now we're probably gonna have to dig this out a little bit deeper, but I'm just planning right now. And I guess we want a little bit of space here to be able to move the mobs. So maybe we put something like right here where they're going to eventually go into, and then they're going to go up. And we don't need to do damage by dropping them or anything like that. We just want them to fall far enough to fall in there. And then a trident killer is going to do all of the work, I think. Yeah, because the spiders, the more room you give them to drop, there's going to be a pain in the butt. Actually, here, let's break this out. That way I can kind of see what's going on. And then we'll be able to see them from here, maybe for fun. Yeah, let's break this whole thing out. At least a part of it I'll be able to see, like starting from like our ground level. Okay, so the plan will be that we're just going to wash the mobs down this direction. That works out perfectly. Gets them right to the edge. And then here's the hard part. I guess this isn't really that hard. We'll put water just here, straight across. And then looks like it's going to probably have to drop twice to get down that far. Okay, let me clear all this up. Okay. So that's going to work like that. This needs to be a 2-block drop. You have to make sure we don't get these guys. No, I think it's fine. They won't get out of like despawn range. So I think we're good. Okay. And then they flow this way. And eventually everybody's got to go in here. Okay, this is perfect. This is good. So everything will flow down this way and come to one point right here. We actually, I think, need to bury this a little bit further in, like one more block in. And then we'll have like a little 2x2 chute right here. Yeah, this is good. It'll kind of push everybody like to an edge as well, which actually works out good too. And then you do have to have the 1-block gap. And then here we're going to have soul sand. And actually, let's fill this in with glass. Yeah, now we'll be able to see stuff. We're standing here. We'll get to see the mobs go up. And then they'll move over. All right, so they'll come up here. And then we want them to travel over this direction. Let's go up one more. Get even with this. Then we want them to travel this way. And drop in. Just right there. And of course, we want to see everything happen the whole way. We want to see everything happen the whole way. We're standing here. We'll be able to see them going across, at least when they get to this part. And then from there, they will drop into this spot. Let's put in our water. Water goes right here, and then this will flow this way. I think if we put this here, start to flow, and then erase this. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. We can't see underwater with night vision. But I just want to place kelp down to make everything water sources. Make this soul sand. They'll go up. They'll come this way. Probably want them to drop down by one. Just so we don't have anybody sitting. And then we'll put fence gates here. Water here. That should work. If I stand right here. We got to block the tops, but that's fine. Let's just see what happens. Oh, man. Let's see what happens. These guys are going to be a pain in the butt, but it's fine. They're fighting it, but they're pushing each other. Yeah, let's just clog it up. I don't know who's drowning. Yeah, they all make their way in there. Let me put myself right here again. Did that one work? Did this one spawn anything? Oh no, that one's off. Okay, that one's on. That one's on. Okay, we're good. Man, you have to stand very specifically. Do the spiders make it up? Have any spiders made it up? Yes, they have. Let's block the tops of these things really quick. Okay, we're in the right spot. Everything is on. They all spawned instantly. It's pretty funny. All right, we need to keep them from getting stuck on edges. Stuck on edges, not good. So let's do this. Let's see if I can, like, again, it doesn't matter a whole lot that they get stuck, but it bothers me some. And I know a block that works really good for this. It may be a little expensive to use this many of them, but we're going to use it because I've had a lot of success with it before. And that's this guy, the Grindstone. For some reason, whatever reason, they do not get stuck on the edge of a Grindstone. They'll still get stuck on the edge of a stair and all sorts of stuff. But for me, never the Grindstone. I want to face them this direction. Like that. We'll do this side as well. And then they like to fight this. I don't know if there's a way to stop that, though. I think it's just going to be how it is. We'll replace this. Replace these. I'm not going to replace those. Those are fine. And I don't think there's much we could do about this. If I take out the corner, I wonder if that'll help filter them a little bit better. Let's find out. That is so satisfying. Seeing them all go off at the same time. All right, we're just gonna watch. We're just gonna watch. Look, no fighting. The spiders still want to climb. There's not a whole lot you could do about that. They're going to periodically do that, but there's only one spider spawner. This seems to be filtering a little bit better, like this. Again, they do fight it still. Like, he's stuck, kinda. Look, he's fighting it. He does not want to go over there. They all kind of get caught up there. I know how to fix this. It's going to require us to drop them down again. Right here for just this one part. So like right here, I want to drop them down by 2. Actually, I want to drop them down by 3. What it'll force them to do is they'll collide when they get in here, and then they will force push each other in a lot faster. I think this is going to be the way. Okay. And then water here. Take these out. These guys here. Grindstones there. I think this is going to work better. Let's try it. Let's get like one round of spawns in. Oh, it didn't do them all at the same time. All right, let's get a bunch. Let's get a bunch. Now let's kind of watch. He's still fighting it a little bit, but otherwise, this is working pretty good, I think. Yeah, see, look, what happens is they drop down in there, and then like their hitboxes will collide, and they just push each other up. I didn't get any spider spawns. Let me stand close enough over here to get some spiders to spawn. There we go. I just want to see how these guys go down. Make sure they don't get caught. Yeah, I mean, you do have like a little bit of an issue. Like they do like the push, but they eventually make their way up. Spiders should also do the same. Let's get some more zombies to spawn in behind them. Just kind of push them through. Look, look, look. There he goes. Come on. Come on. There he goes. All right. All right, I think this is working. Let's get our trident killer in. Let's see what happens. Okay, a little bit of work put in. We have our trident killer here. The mobs will flow down into it. We got a little bit of storage going on here. Nothing too crazy. And that's just a proof of concept, so I'm not going to go too crazy with it. But basically, we have this, and I mean, we could. I didn't make myself a way to get over here, but easily enough, right? We could make something. We don't want mobs to be able to spawn. We don't want to add in a lot of light level, but basically, we could have, you know, a path that leads out to somewhere else, or you could even go as far as having a ladder go all the way up to the surface from here. Eventually, maybe. Hey, there we go. We made it to the surface. The only problem with this, though, is letting light in here a decent amount, which will affect our spawns. So if you were to do this, you would have to put like a little platform or something up there. You have to block the light somehow. You could even just place a block here. Like I could place a block there, and then we could have a ladder going up. As far as like lighting up things in here are concerned, what I did was you just throw down some glow lichen. It's a pretty easy way to handle that. If I go in here and clear out my my night vision, you can see that I can see pretty good with the glow lichen. All my spawn spots here are spawn proof, so I don't have to worry about any mobs spawning in here with me. I have 3 tridents in my trident killer. So I think what we can do is let's just see if this thing works. Let's pop it into hard difficulty. Let's get ourselves a sword. Let's make sure we are like dead center here. Let's turn on our trident killer. So we know that this spot, all of our spawners are active. And we can't really see what's going on up there. I'd have to throw in some like glow lichen maybe to be able to see, but here they are. They're here. And remember, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that we're not killing them instantly because they are outside of the range of all 8 of our spawners in terms of what they detect mob cap as. So they're not affecting our cap in any way. Basically, as long as our trident killer can kill them fast enough to where they don't pile up and lag out our world, we can just sit here and let it run. I want to see a spider drop in. I'm a little worried. I don't want the spider to get like pushed into the piston or something. He should drop down. Here it comes. I think here comes one right now. There he goes. There he goes. They're gonna fight it. It's gonna take a little bit for the spiders to die, but with only one spawner should be fine. Yeah, like there he goes. Oh man, this thing is moving so much. There is, like I said, 3 tridents in there. 3 tridents seems to be keeping up. I'm gonna reset everything because I'm sure you guys want to know, like levels. Oh no, that's not good. I'm gonna figure out what to do about that, and then we're gonna run a proper test. Okay, I ran this thing for a little bit, and only about 11 minutes actually. But we got a good calculation based on what we would probably get per hour. If you know anything about calculating things, is 11 minutes going to give you an exact, like, super duper accurate number? It's pretty close. It'll be within a few. So anyways, this is what we got for all of the stackable drops. And then this is what we got for the non-stackable drops. And this equaled out to be about 5,618 rotten flesh per hour, 1429 of everything else, and then a total, all drops, 7,047 total drops per hour. This is pretty solid. I mean, it's faster than what most people make for a general mob farm. Obviously, the drops aren't quite as good. It'd been a lot better if they were bones at least or something like that. But either way, it's pretty cool. And really the main thing I wanted to try to just challenge myself to do and to, I guess, show how to do was how you would go about, like, even designing something like this in the first place, where we cut out all the edges, made a big square room, and filtered everything down to one little path and made sure everything had a nice, easy way to go down through there, go up, and then go into a kill chamber, and do so in a way that doesn't slow down the farm at all. There were a few flaws in my design. I still every once in a while would have spiders like glitch through the walls. I try to stop it. This is just this type of trident killer is going to do that. They get like pushed and pulled with the pistons and can go through walls. And I think that was my only major problem with this. Oh, and the XP wasn't like really draining to me, so I didn't get an XP count. That would take a different trident killer as well. But I think those things are a little bit less important. We got the drop number, and you kind of know how you would do such a thing. You have the seed number and the coordinates here as well. Shout out again to Cracked Magnet for the seed. It's so cool. I think people that find these kind of seeds are insane because this kind of stuff is really neat. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like button, subscribe button, all the things. More content coming soon. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.